Mighty to bumbo clot.
Give me do it, fuck it. Give me enough to do this, man.
Bumbo clock go.
Them the bumbo clock, yeah. Enough you have to do that. Tell me, I tell you. Man, yeah, man. Oh, you comfortable.
And so, from boy I tell me say, police ask him what I'm saying, say man in lonely in go there. In go company man and left Pitney. And left Pitney in a room with candle light.
Boy, Delhi, disaster in a workers out, boy. Robbing house this bun down with my son 3 grand Pitney them bun up and dead in there. That a burrow. Boy, Pitney them. 3 of them just dead a while ago, brother.
I'm gonna come up, the kids them in the house, I cry. You get me on the fire, blaze for them. I run on the see look a boy run back and grab him up and thing. But if you try, say me I go move, if at least try, get them out. The gas man bust in the house and then you stop just caving and that's all screaming stop.
The mother of the children was not at home at the time of the incident. Odein Matis is the father of the 4 children, 3 of whom died in the blaze.
Man ain't gonna make nothing to save me. And the mother gone. And she left me in a square turn up right, something just come for her. She left me in a square. Normally when she go up, me tell her, I say, when you go about your business, make me you and come to my yard and spend the night. Till you come back. She left me in a square and she not say nothing to me. One of them went end up there on her grandmother asleep. And the grandmother came back round the other tree. So they sleep bad. So they can't go put them in her house. And they lock the door from the outside. So none of you them can't get to come out of the house. Only one save and I want to sleep with the grandmother.
So the 3 children belong to you?
4 of them.
My heart is heavy with grief upon learning of the devastating fire in St. Anne that has claimed the lives of 3 beautiful children who had their entire lives ahead of them. On behalf of my ministry and the entire government, I extend our deepest condolences to the bereaved family and to the community now mourning this unimaginable loss. We stand ready to provide all necessary support during this painful time, and we will work diligently alongside local authorities to ensure that a thorough investigation is conducted and that the family and their community receive every resource they need as they begin to heal.
Welcome to Jamaica Dancehall Source News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The video and voice note that you just heard is of an incident that took place in St. Anne, where it is confirmed that 3 out of 4 children for the lady that you see on the screen and the father lost their life. The details that I am getting is that there was a fire, there was no electricity in the house on the premises, so therefore they either use lamp or candle. I think that it was a lamp or the candle that started this fire. It is said that persons that were passing by heard all sorts of screaming, more than likely from the 3 little Pitney. They tried to enter the premises, went into one room in which the grandmother and one of the child was. They rescued them. However, the 3 others did not make it. They were not fortunate. After cooling down operation, they found the BODIES of all 3 burned to a crisp. Based on the information that I am getting, it is said that the mother left the house, left the kids, and went away, told the police, like the voice note that you heard, that she went to spend some time with her boyfriend. He said that he was lonely, so she went to comfort him. She left the children alone. Little Pitney, like you see in the picture, the one with the circle around it, she or he did not make it. 3 out of 4, 75% that is. Now, people, I wonder how the child's father is taking it. I wonder how the grandparents, I wonder how the neighbors for a less are taking it. I wonder how much this is going to ride on the conscience of this mother that decides to leave her children to go and comfort someone. So, in other words, she put cocky over her children. People, I am not sure what is wrong with some of these people in Jamaica. A lot of persons want to have children, women that is, persons that are in love, family, husband and wife, and cannot have them. And then some people that have them don't know how to treat them, don't realize that their children are always the priority over any man and over even themselves. This is definitely a tragic incident, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the long war between Backbush and Nannyville versus Swallowfield, it has flared up once again. And the latest victim, Jermaine Benjamin, he lost his life, he was sprayed up. Based on the information, it is said that Mr. Benjamin used to be on the Nannyville Backbush side, and then he switched and he went over to Swallowfield. Not only did he switch, he also took some sorts of toll, allegedly. Don't know if this is some sorts of towncraft that is being drafted against Mr. Benjamin to take him away or justify him losing his life or justify him switching. But that is what they claim. And if you know anything about these 2 years, they've been going back and forth at it for decades and years up on top of years. But it flared up in 2024 when a couple of people from both areas lost their life. But it seems as if Swallowfield is getting the SHITTY end of the stick because they've lost 2 persons from that era, even though Mr. Benjamin is said to be from the Nannyville Backbush era. And based on what I am hearing, the places are now on edge because they are expecting all sorts of reprisal. The police is setting up posts in both areas, Backbush, Nannyville, also Swallowfield, because they are expecting the inevitable, which is going to be a reprisal. But you know, these criminal elements, they play this cat and mouse game. As soon as the cat's away, then the mice is going to play. People are going to be DEADING. How will this end? Nobody knows. All we know that this will never end. This is like the 100 Years' War. We're talking about Backbush, Nannyville, and also Swallowfield. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based off a very tragic incident that took place in St. Mary, where the picture that you see on the screen, she's a teacher, 59-year-old at the time that she met her demise. Lost her life between Friday evening and Saturday morning. Based on the information, it is said that she left from work maybe about 4:30 p.m. There were persons calling her, family, friends, co-workers. There were no sorts of answers to her phone. A neighbor decided she was going to go by the house maybe about 3:05 p.m. on Saturday. When that neighbor went to the house, opened the door was open. Knocking on the door, calling her name, no answer. Checked the door, realized that the door was open. Walked into the premises of the teacher, saw the teacher laying flat out, all sorts of wounds to the chest, look like some joke wounds, and also the throat was bust. People have said to themselves, then hold on a minute, a nice lady like this, not involved in any sorts of criminal activity, don't have any sorts of criminal elements as her family, or at least so they thought. What could have been the motive? What would lead this nice lady to lose her life in such a very despicable way? Well, people, based on rumors that are circulating out there, it is said that the motive might be DEAD left legacy. What that means is property, house, land that was left by a family member that passed away by whatever circumstances it is. There was no sorts of will left to specify who get what, which part, where, and how. The family members seem to think that that land, that property, that was not deed to anybody specifically belongs to them. And if one particular person gets it and they feel as if it is not going to be justified, they are going to do the JUNGLE type justice in their mind. So in other words, they are going to take away that person, so that person would not be the beneficiary of that land. DEAD for DEAD left legacy. Now, people, like me said, the investigations by the police is preliminary, so there is no conclusion made as yet. But when we think about what could be the factor that led to her losing her life, the fact that she don't have any sorts of enemies at work, she don't have any sorts of enemies on the street, that means that the enemy might be the enemy that lives within the family structure, sleeping with the enemy, born or amongst the enemy. Now, people, isn't it quite obvious that you could lose your life in a Jamaica as a legal, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, just like the criminal elements? There are a couple of things that lead to people losing their life in a Jamaica. Is either gang reprisal, random, or family, DEAD, left legacy, or bad mind. Which is the case in this case, only time will tell. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it seems as if the dancehall space is going to get its long-awaited, anticipated clash. Not from the two most likely candidates, but these candidates are vying for the king of the dancehall title. I am speaking about Vice Cartel and Beenie Man. Will this be the settlement of settlement for the title? Maybe not. However, it seems as if Vybz Kartel threw the first punch subliminally at Beenie Man when he put out a song, a sample for a song. I want you to take a look at that sample, and then I'll give my piece. What is under me nose? What we are going to do with bad mind? We do it for bank account, them might do it for the cloud. You want to take my crown, you have a way which is out. Pick up the eagle, I made it, pigeon out. And them did want the favor locking on Tuesday. So people, like I said, it seems as if Vybz Kartel took the first shot subliminally. Most persons are going to anticipate that he was taking aim at Beenie Man without a shadow of a doubt. However, like they always said, for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. It seems as if Beenie Man was at his house or at his studio and he mere say, Vybz Kartel launched an attack. And then he did a counter-attack. This is exactly what Beenie Man's song sounds like. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece. Drop every panty, slide past them Porsche, me Maserati. I'm working full of cash, no rich, me wealthy. Exercise, me gun figure, keep me trigger healthy. And when the blood clot, do Humpty Dumpty. Now, people, as a dancehall fan, this is what we expect from our dancehall artists. Whenever there's any sorts of grievances, the settlement of settlement. Do it in the studio, not in the street, not with guns, not with badness. But we've come to expect that these dancehall artists, especially these new wave of dancehall artists in which people are hyping up and saying this one is the best one or this one is the best one, Rete, Lele, but you will never see them clash. Subliminally, yes, they will throw all sorts of shades, but they will never come out directly. And not to say that Beenie Man or Vybz Kartel came out directly either, but at least everybody with an iota of sense knows exactly who is talking about who and what and why. It is all for the title. People like me say, this is in its infantile stage. Hopefully the clash will manifest and hopefully Jamaica and dancehall space can get some sorts of joy. And isn't it ironic that we have to wait on two veterans to come out and clash? Because if we should be dependent on these no balls, jellyback, no spine kind of artists that is out there, these artists obviously have no sorts of intestinal fortitude, no sorts of respect for the dancehall space. They are coward, them shaky like some sorts of leaf. So basically, it took Vybz Kartel to come out of prison 13 years or so. Beenie Man that has not been in a clash since the Bounty Killer days to come and clash with Vybz Kartel before the dancehall space can nice again. However, people, I think that this is going to be a one-side battle. But like them say, one are dead, don't count it out. I am not going to say Beenie Man cannot challenge Vybz Kartel because Vybz Kartel is more lyrical and Beenie Man has not had a clash in a couple of decades. Beenie Man is not really known for a clash except for with Bounty Killer. However, back in the days, lyrics versus 2025, moving forward, alien kind of stuff, it is a different kettle of fish. And I am not sure that Beenie Man wants any of this heat. However, he wants a title, so therefore anything can happen, any sorts of card can play. Maybe, maybe not. So people, let me know what you think in the comment section, point blank and period.